It's time now for Players Only.
Oh.
Oiler, do us the pleasure and welcome in Jack Eichel.
All right.
Vegas.
Listen, we got to kick KT out, unfortunately. We got to kick the coaches out. We got to kick the training staff out because we're doing Players Only. And my man, Jack Eichel, thank you for joining Ken Danico and myself here at Players Only. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing awesome. I get to be with Dano here. We were talking how good the Rangers were. He almost killed me. Tried to throw a TV set at my head. Listen, I'm going to get right into it. Did you watch the Beanpot this year?
No, we were up in Montreal during the Four Nations, so I didn't get to. We had a dinner for USA Hockey that night. I was following along, but I didn't get to watch the game.
You guys are probably following on your phone. It was devastating. How do you explain the stranglehold? I mean, I went through it a little bit. How many Beanpots did you played one, right? Did you win it?
Yeah, we played one. It was 2015. It was actually postponed for almost a month because of some of the blizzards in Boston that year.
Goodness.
But yeah, so we played the first round, and then it was like 2.5 or 3 weeks later we played the final, and yeah, played one, and yeah, we were lucky enough to win.
Lucky enough. The Terriers had a stranglehold on this thing, Dano.
There's nothing like the Beanpot for you Boston boys, right?
There's nothing like it.
Heard it from all my former Boston area guy teammates. Jay Pandolfo was one of my teammates, and he coaches BU now. So
He has never
I love the passion you
not
guys
been
have
in the
there.
final. Jay Pandolfo's never not been in the final, which is crazy because he's been around it so long. It's incredible to me.
Great teammate, Stanley Cup teams I played on with him. So I love the passion you guys bring. But Jack, I want to ask you. Look, I know you've been asked a lot about the Four Nations and the success of the overall Four Nations face-off in the tournament. But did you even expect? Like, did the players expect? I've asked a few guys the eyes on hockey and how many people would watch this, and I credit the players for the commitment you guys had, and I didn't know about that or didn't know that kind of commitment would be there before the tournament.
Yeah, it was funny. Someone asked me a few weeks before the tournament. I don't know if it was a family friend or someone in passing, and they asked if I thought it would be a glorified All-Star weekend or what my expectation for the tournament was, and I just kind of figured it would be as intense a hockey as you'd see all year, and I think whenever you're putting on your country's sweaters, there's a lot of country's colors. I think there's a lot of pride on the line, and for us, you know, the conversations we had leading up to the tournament, it was all business. So I remember telling that person, I said I would be prepared for, you know, some of the best hockey you'll see all season, and yeah, it was quite emotional. It was intense. It was. I think I had a high expectation for the tournament and what it would do, but I think, you know, what we were able to accomplish was even greater than that.
It's been so long since there's been real best on best in terms of like international hockey and really getting to see that. I think everyone was starving for it. Now I want to ask you, being around that group of guys, I'm sure you've been around a lot of them in different stages of your career, just with what USA Hockey's been able to do, what they've been able to build. But was there anybody that stood out to you or surprised you with how they're prepared or just their skill level or playing with them, their IQ? Was there anyone in particular that really impressed you?
I mean, yeah, I think there were so many guys that impressed me in so many ways, and I feel like I was familiar with a lot of the guys, and I think, you know, having played with a lot of them and being a fan of the game, getting to watch them during the season. But at the same time, I think when you're teammates with them and you see them more consistently, I think it brings out the best. And in a format like that, it was, you know, so emotional and so intense. I think it brought the best out in all the guys in the room as well. And, in terms of one specific person, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think this guy's I think he got a lot of attention during the tournament, but I mean, Jacob Slavin was incredible. I was really impressed with his game, and just a guy that when you're on the ice with him, I think you feel very comfortable with some of his defensive ability. His stick, you know, the role that he played in shutting the other team's, you know, top players down. I thought he was amazing, but at the same time, I think I could make an argument for just about everyone in that locker. It was an amazing experience for me just to be able to learn from other guys, be around them, see how they prepare, see how they work, and but there was quite a lot of guys. I know Slevs is getting a lot of attention, rightfully so. He was tremendous for us, and I really enjoyed playing with him.
See, Boiler, I love that. Great offensive player like Jack Eichel, giving some love to those more stay-at-home defensemen. I know he's a terrific skater, but
he was nails. That's incredible.
Good stuff. And you're absolutely right. I always said he's invaluable, a guy like Jacob Slavin, Jack. Going to your Vegas Golden Knights. You've won a cup. It's Stanley Cup or bust. You've raised the bar that high. Been on teams for many years. It doesn't always materialize, but that's where you're at as an organization. Your team always, in management, always gives you that opportunity and tries to make the team better. Is there anything you think this team needs? I mean, you're pretty damn deep as it is, but is there something or an improvement, an area you might think the team needs, or just within the locker room or on the ice, your play, something that has to, be a little better to get another Stanley Cup?
Well, I think we're always trying to improve our team game, and especially this time of year, you got 20 or so plus games heading into the playoffs, and this is when you want to be playing your best hockey. You want to be keeping the puck out of your net, and you want to you want as many guys as you can to be finding their game and feeling good going into the playoffs. So for us as a group, I think it's just continuing to harp on our structure and what makes us successful as a team. And we already know what our identity is, right? So it's just playing to that as close as possible every night, and I think that's what prepares you for the playoffs. In terms of like what our team needs, additions, that's not really my job. As players, we have the utmost confidence in management and ownership, and they're always going to do whatever they feel is the right thing for our group and what's going to make our team better. And I'm sure they're trying to figure that out. And for us as players, it's just it's important to go out there and just play as well as you can, and put ourselves in a good position heading into the playoffs, and then hopefully our game's at its best, and our expectation is to win every year. So it doesn't change the season.
Jack, there was a lot that surrounded, you obviously you're a high pick, and you went through the Buffalo thing, and you made the move. Obviously, that was a number of years ago. I remember talking to you about this on the ice at T-Mobile. We were talking after you guys had won the Stanley Cup. I just wanted to know if you had felt a certain way about how everything kind of unfolded. I was just so proud of watching, having known you for a while, watching how you kind of got through all that. Now I'm going to take it another step forward. Watching you at the Four Nations, that's the best defensive performance from a centerman while still contributing and driving play that I've seen, especially from you, but in a long time from anybody. Now, where is that sort of coming from? I know you're a two-way guy, and you've always had both sets of skills, but have you really made a conscious effort to be a certain way defensively as well as all the things you can do offensively? Is that part of the growth that you continue to see from you?
Yeah, and I think it has to be. I think when your goal is to win, and being a part of an organization like like Vegas, where our expectation is to win and we want to be competitive every night, and as a centerman, you're going to be relied on to be responsible in all areas of the game. And I give our coaching staff, Bruce Cassidy, and the rest of the coaches and my teammates a lot of credit. I think it's something that when you're a young player coming into the league, I think you're drafted, and people view for your offensive talent and your point production, and I think some of the smaller details that for the guys that are going to be there at the end of the year, I think that are most important. So I think you start to iron those out as you get older, and continue to learn, and you're always an unfinished product, and that's the way that I look at myself. You're always trying to find ways to improve your game to help the team win hockey games. And the defensive aspect, the defensive side of things is something that I've tried to continue to improve on. And when you're playing in a format like the Four Nations or the playoffs, every little play matters. Every goal that's scored for or against matters. So, your attention to detail and your work ethic or competitiveness on the defensive side of the puck, it has to be in the best of shapes.
So, was there a guy when you got traded to Vegas that you looked at and helped you with that, other than the coaching staff, like a player on the team, or was that more of like this is how we do it here? That's a team culture thing.
No, I think it was a culture thing. It was a team thing, and I think Bruce came from Boston. He had Patrice Bergeron there, and that's somebody that I think every hockey player can learn a lot from, and somebody that with Bruce implementing his system, just trying to get me to emulate some of the things that he would do. And, I don't think anybody should ever be compared to him, because he's one of, the best to ever do it. And, but as a player in my shoes, I think he's somebody that you can watch and learn a lot from. And I think I did. And with Bruce coming in and implementing his system, having had Patrice for as long as he did, I think, just showing me clips of what he was doing, and, just some of the dialogue, and, we're hockey players. We're always looking to try and find ways to get better. So I think that was sort of, what my goal was.
Jack, I know we don't have much time, but really appreciate you joining us. And I want to commend you. I was in Vegas the other night, and I covered the Devils, and I know he was your teammate in the Four Nations, but the general concern you showed for Jack Hughes on the freak accident there when he went in the boards, that's what I love about hockey guys and hockey players in general. You showed a lot of compassion there, and you should be commended for it. And it was nice to see.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot. It was really hard. Yeah, really hard to see. And obviously somebody that I just played with for 2 weeks and got to know and built a relationship with. And you never want to see anyone go down, and especially not somebody that you care about. And like you said, freak accident, and wishing all the best for Hughesy. It was really hard to see. So I appreciate that.
Unfortunate part of the game. You get some injuries. Jack's been through them. He's battled back. Been to the top of the mountain after he battled back, which is impressive. Hoping to go there again. Switching gears here a little bit. Real quick segment, best versus worst. If you're into it, we're going to ask you a couple questions. And, yeah, it should be fun. So we're going to have a little fun here. Right, Dano?
Okay.
You can give us some of your best versus worst from your glory days in Jersey as well. All right, I got to know the best and worst practice player on the Vegas Golden Knights.
Best and worst practice player on the Golden Knights.
Yeah, just sewer him too.
Oh, boy.
No one's watching. This is taped. We'll cut it out.
Best and worst practice player. I'll say best practice player on the Golden Knights is... It's not me, so I think...
You got to be getting maintenance days by now.
No, maybe a few here and there. No. I like to get out there and practice. I'll say best. I'll give my boy Brett Howden.
All right, Howie.
A nod on best. He's he works hard in practice.
Like take the cape off type best or what?
No,
okay.
not like
not a
that.
Hero?
No, right. He's not a hero at all. I just find he scores a lot in practice. So, worst practice player.
Yes.
Probably Aiden Hill.
Goalie.
I'll just say that just to bust him on
perfect.
him. Hillsy's obviously, he's a gamer. But I give him a lot of grief when he gets scored on, so I'll say him.
I was just in Vegas, Jack. We all like to go there. Great place. So I'm going best or favorite dinner spot. I know there's plenty of them, but throw one or two out there and let us know.
My favorite dinner spot currently would probably be Piero's. It's an Italian restaurant, right? It's right off the strip.
Piero's.
It was Piero's. It was famously featured in the movie Casino. It's the restaurant that Joe Pesci owns. So Piero's is probably my favorite restaurant in Vegas. It's pretty good. If you've never been, I would definitely check it out.
I'm going absolutely.
Right. You going to Piero's? Who's the best and worst teammate to sit next to at Piero's?
Best and worst teammate. There's no bad. I'll start by saying there's not a bad guy to sit next to on our team.
Somebody's food's got to be flying somewhere, no?
Yeah,
Jack?
I mean, like if there was one guy that you wouldn't want to sit next to, maybe White Cloud, because I don't know how well he would share the food. So
You're not
no, I'm
any.
only joking. No, I'm just joking. Best teammate to sit next to, they're all great. I would love to sit next to any of my teammates. So we have a really good group.
Oh,
Good answer. Love it, man. And
that's
it's true.
leadership.
You guys have won a championship. They have a bond forever. They're going for it again.
Right. Well, good luck to you the rest of the season, Jack. We'll be watching. Thanks again, man, for joining us. This is awesome.
Thanks, Jack.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on today.